A very good evening to you. This is Prime TV News. Let's take a look at today's highlights first. Sajith Premadasa endorsed as the UNP presidential candidate. PM advises to conduct the election campaign in a solemn manner. Bandaranayake commemoration held under the patronage of President. Alpitia postal voting tomorrow. And in headlines overseas, India's Pune flooded after heavy rains, 13 killed. And now we move on to the news in detail. Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe emphasizes that the UNP's election campaign should be conducted in a solemn manner. The Prime Minister said this when he met a group of senior ministers and MPs of the UNP. He added that UNP's sole aim should be to work hard for the victory of the party's candidate. The Prime Minister further said that UNP's target should not be intimidating the opposition, but to ensure the victory of the UNP candidate. UNP Deputy Leader Sajith Premadasa was elected as the presidential candidate of the United National Party. Sajith Premadasa was endorsed as the presidential candidate of the United National Party in a unanimous decision of the Working Committee. The Working Committee was convened this evening at the UNP headquarters, Sirikotha, under the aegis of Leader of the UNP, Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe. The Prime Minister proposed Minister Sajith Premadasa as the presidential candidate, and all members of the Working Committee seconded his proposal. The Met Department announces that atmospheric conditions are getting favourable for evening thunder showers over most parts of the island. Showers or thunder showers will occur over most parts of the island in the evening or night. Fairly heavy falls, about 75 millimetres, are likely at some places in Sabragamur, central and Uva provinces. Several spells of light showers will occur in the coastal areas of western, southern and northwestern provinces in the morning as well. General public is requested to take adequate precautions to minimize damages caused by temporary localized strong winds and lightning. The relief program for the people affected by the adverse weather conditions is continuing. The government has allocated more than 12 million rupees for this purpose. The Gaul and Mathura districts were the worst affected by the inclement weather. Many low-lying areas in the Gaul district are still underwater. Several areas including Nagoda, Udugama, Battegama were inundated due to overflowing of the Ginganga. Traffic has been delayed on several roads. Provincial Governor Hemal Gunasekara has taken measures to provide 500,000 rupees to the family of a woman who was killed in a landslide that occurred in Vanduraba. Water in the Tehagoda, Malimbada, Kamburupitia areas has been gradually receding. Major General Mahinda Mudalige, commander of the Security Forces Western Division, also contributed to the relief work implemented targeting the affected people in the Mathura district. Many low-lying areas and roads in Kaluthura district and the Gampha district are also still submerged. Several areas in the area are still underwater. The Gampha district secretariat has taken measures to provide all necessary relief to the affected people. Meanwhile, 24 relief teams comprising of 23 Navy dinghy boats have been deployed for relief work in the southern and western provinces. According to the Navy, nearly 1,000 civilians have been evacuated to safe places. The 60th commemoration of late Prime Minister S.W.R.D. Bandaranayake was held at the Bandaranayake Samadhiya in Horagolla under the patronage of President Maithripala Sirisena. Late Premier Bandaranayake transformed the political history with the support of Sangha, Veda, Guru, Kovi and Kamkaru movement. Later Prime Minister Sirimavu Bandaranayake and former Speaker Anura Bandaranayake were also commemorated at this event. Former President Chandrika Bandaranayake Kumaratunga paid floral tributes to the Samadhi, followed by President Sirisena. SWRD Bandaranaike was the fourth Prime Minister of Sri Lanka and founder leader of Sri Lanka Freedom Party. Speaker Karujaya Surya, Minister Mangala Samaravira, Senior Vice President of SLFP, Nimal Siripala de Silva, General Secretary Dayasira Jayasekara, General Secretary of UPFA Mahinda Amaravira, Tuminda Disanayaka, HM Fauzi, Lasantalagiyavanna, Sarat Ekanayaka, and several members of the Sri Lanka Freedom Party were among the gathering. 2 women were killed in an accident on the Southern Expressway between Dodangoda and Galanigama. The accident occurred when a jeep and lorry collided. A jeep travelling from Matara to Colombo collided with a lorry that was plying in the same direction. The jeep driver and 4 women were seriously injured in the accident. Hospital sources said that 2 women died after being admitted to the Nagoda and Bandaragama hospitals. The driver of the lorry has been arrested in connection with the accident. Al Jazeera reports that the United Nations will no longer deploy Sri Lankan troops for its peacekeeping missions after the Indian Ocean island nation appointment a war veteran accused of serious human rights violations as Army Chief. Shavindra Silva was appointed chief in August, drawing sharp criticism from the United States and the UN, which on Wednesday said would suspend deployment of Sri Lankan troops over the appointment. UN spokesman Farhan Haq said in New York that they have expressed their concern to the government of Sri Lanka over the appointment of Lieutenant General Shavindra Silva to the position of commander of the Sri Lanka Army, despite well-documented, credible allegations of his involvement in serious violations of international humanitarian and human rights law. He added that in light of this appointment, the UN Department of Peace Operations is therefore suspending future Sri Lankan army deployments except where suspension would expose UN operations to serious operational risks. Teachers of government schools have launched a 2-day strike demanding solutions to 31 profession-related issues of them. Due to this, many schools were closed today. Teachers' unions say their trade union action by reporting sick leave will continue tomorrow as well. As a result of the strike, a large number of school children faced difficulties. Parents say it is unfair to compromise their children's education. In the meantime, though the strike was being carried out, usual activities of some schools were being performed. The academic activities of the Densilko Bakadua Mahavidyalaya were carried out properly, and the principal and the staff of the school had reported to work on time. Academic activities of the Badivava Mahavidyalaya in the Polonnaruwa education zone were also conducted. 51 of 56 staff members had reported to work today. United Education Employees Union convener Priyantha Padperiya strongly condemned the strike on salaries of teachers and principals. He made this statement at a media conference held today. The Supreme Court today announced that it will decide on whether to grant permission to hear 12 fundamental rights petitions against Hemasiri Fernando and Pujith Jayasundara. The petition was taken up before a 3-judge bench headed by the Chief Justice. Verbal submissions from all parties have been concluded. The Attorney General said that both Hemasiri Fernando and Pujith Jayasundara had neglected their duties and that it was a criminal offence. The Attorney General further stated that although intelligence has provided information about the terrorist leader, the attackers, time and location of the attack in connection with the Easter Sunday attack, no action has been taken to prevent the calamity. The Attorney General stated that the President, Prime Minister or the Minister of Defence had not been informed of the looming terrorist attack. Still on local news, the Election Commission states 7 candidates have deposited bail in connection with the presidential election to be held on November 16th. The Commission further states that the deposits have been placed on behalf of 4 main political parties and 3 independent candidates. Postal voting for the Alpitiya Pradeshya Sabha election will be held tomorrow. The election will be held to elect 28 representatives. Returning Officer of Gaul, Somaratna Vidana Patirana, said that 47 polling booths will be in operation for the election. He added that all arrangements have been finalized. Special security arrangements are in place. No violent acts have been reported. The returning officer noted that 5 political parties are vying for the election. A conference of hepatologists titled Healthy Liver, Beloving Life to share knowledge on liver disease was held in Colombo. A world-renowned hepatologist and a pioneer in liver transplants, Dr. Mohammed Rela chaired the conference. Dr. Rela Institute and Medical Center Hospital will establish its Colombo office for the convenience of local patients keen to undergo liver transplant surgeries in Chennai.
And finally, I think I want to finish off by saying this. We have association with some countries. One example is Oman, where we've provided a service. I think we have done almost 150 transplants or close to 200 liver transplants for Omani nationals. And now we are setting up a program in Oman. We are helping them do transplants in Oman. Our team goes there and does transplant. Come, please, just come, I'm talking. Anybody who's had a liver transplant, please do come. You can turn around and public can see you. The media can see you. So what I want to promise the minister here and the deputy minister here, we are there to help you set up something very similar. All you need to do is to ask us. We would love you to come and visit our program and see what can be done in the West, can be done in our part of the world.
Minister Rajda Senaratne addressing the gathering said that a range of surgeries are being performed successfully in Sri Lanka.
As we all know, our neighboring India has a wealth of medical knowledge, experts who have excellent top-class hands-on experience and knowledge of cost-effective techniques. In fact, 2 weeks back, I was in Mumbai visiting D.Y. Patil University on an invitation by the world-famous cardiologist, Professor James Thomas, who has over 16,000 cardiac interventions to his credit. We are now in the process of establishing a cooperation program with his team. I was planning to visit Neurogen, a pioneering, world-famous stem cell therapy unit headed by Dr. Alok Sharma. However, we couldn't make it due to intense rain and flood warnings in Navi Mumbai area. Nevertheless, we hope to develop stem cell therapy in our health sector shortly in association with the University of Southern California. Now, we are going to be the first center in Asia, bringing the stem cells from, we have discussed with the American center, and they are going to provide the stem cells.
Minister P. Harrison has instructed the relevant officials to pay the farmers compensation for the crop loss within 2 weeks. The minister made these instructions during a discussion with the farmer representatives. A discussion was held between a group of farmer representatives led by the national organizer of All Ceylon Farmers Federation, Namal Karunaratne, and Minister P. Harrison at the Ministry of Rural Affairs. The minister instructed the Agricultural Insurance Board officials to pay farmers compensation in full within 2 weeks. According to officials, it will cost 200 million rupees to pay for damages to 3,000 farmers in Ampara. Minister P. Harrison said that action should be taken to obtain the money promptly. The first phase of paying compensation for damages caused by Sena caterpillars has already finished. The minister also said that under the second stage, the farmers of Ampara and Munarakala will be paid 409 million rupees. The minister instructed the Director General of Agriculture to work out a mechanism to produce the seeds required for farmers countrywide at a reasonable price. A newly built multi-purpose building of the National Institute of Education, Maharagama, was opened yesterday. The fully equipped multi-purpose building of the National Institute of Education consists of 5 floors. The new building was declared open under the patronage of Secretary to the Ministry of Education, M.N. Ranasinghe. The total cost of the project is 166 million rupees. It consists of 3 laboratories, 4 smart lecture rooms and 1 main lecture room. Simultaneously, an education exhibition, educational program and a YouTube channel with information from the National Institute of Education was unveiled. The Director General of the Institute, Dr. Jayanti Gunasekara, and the staff participated in this occasion. 4 suspects have been arrested in connection with the robbery that took place at a Devalaya at the Galthan area in Thalatuoya. Gold and some other valuables were stolen from the Devalaya in Galthanna yesterday. 4 suspects covering their faces had robbed 10 kilos of gold from the place. Thalatuoya police are conducting further investigations. The police said that the arrests were made using information received by CCTV footage. The suspects were arrested early this morning after locating a 3-wheeler used for the robbery. The police also recovered more than 10 kilos of gold worth 50 million rupees. Now let's have a look at today's exchange rates and the business segment. Sri Lanka Ports Authority has been cleared to buy a 4th gantry crane from China's Shanghai Shenhua Heavy Industries. Sri Lanka had earlier ordered 3 ships to show gantry cranes from Shenhua. The 4th crane is ordered on the same terms as the earlier 3 containers, as allowed by the procurement rules in Sri Lanka. The cranes will be used at the Sri Lanka Ports Authority run by Jaya Container Terminal. The SLPA has started a project to boost the output of older terminals with newer equipment. Shanghai Shenhua Heavy Industries has a service company in Sri Lanka. It is a joint venture with the Colombo-based Access Group. And that's all the news we have for you tonight. I'm Umayangi Vijay Surya signing off for Prime TV News. Good night.